Welcome to the Skeinics Knitcast. My name's Chelsea. I'm your host. I am a teacher by day and a knitter by night. You can find me on Ravelry as Skeinics, Skeinyx, and on Instagram as Skeinics Knits. Well, welcome back for another week, episode 2. Today is February, oh my goodness, I just forgot. Today is February 25th, and this is episode 2. So here we go. I'm excited to be back with all of you. Thank you. If you are a returning viewer, thank you for joining me. If you are a new viewer, I hope you enjoy what you see. If you like it, subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and that just helps me get out there to more people. Let's go ahead and get started with FOs. I have 3 FOs for you this week. The first is kind of a languishing whip. These were my October socks from last year. I mentioned in my last episode that I got very frustrated. Oh, sorry about the dog hair. That's when you have 4 pets, that's kind of what happens. A vanilla sock. This color is neon pink, Premier Wool Free. It is a 93% acrylic, 7% PVT. And then this one on the end is Loops and Threads Wool-like. It is an 85% acrylic, 10% nylon. These are just things that I've had in my stash for a while, and I'm kind of trying to go through them. So I mentioned in the last episode that I was very, very frustrated with the way my socks were turning out last year, that they were all too big. This was the half that I mentioned last time. And what I did with these to try and make them fit a little bit better, so it's still a 60 stitches. I did do it on a US 2, which is a 2.75 millimeter, was I made the leg not quite so long. So I was doing 62 stitches and 62 rows, excuse me. And for this one, I believe I did 58 rows. So I tried to make it just a little bit shorter. And then again, I prefer short socks, so I did some shorties. But yeah, so FO number 1, pretty excited to have those done. Kind of a languishing whip. Thank you, Honeybee Knits, Melissa, for encouraging me to get these finished and off the needles. Of course, so I can cast on everything else, right? My second whip, my second FO is my husband's socks. So this is a vanilla sock on 68 stitches. I did a Fish Lips Kiss heel, and for the leg I did a 3x1 rib. This is on a Felici undyed base. I dyed this color myself using Jacquard dyes because he wanted green and I had no green in my stash, so hand dyed. I do not remember where I got these blockers from. I know it was off of Etsy, and I actually love these blockers. Here, let me pull this sock off. So you can see they have little sheep on them. They have a whole bunch of other patterns, but I will find that and put it on the screen for you. Finished object number 2. Again, my husband's super excited and he kept saying, when are you going to record? When are you going to record? I really, really would like to wear my socks. But of course he can't because I need to record. You can't have them yet. But he'll be super excited that he can have them. My last finished object is another sock. This is the Race Faber. I realized I said that wrong last episode. It's Race Faber. It's a Swedish word. Sock from the Wanderlust Sock Club. This is a pattern by Mina Philip. So I did a German short row heel. I cast on 64 stitches. I did these 2 at a time. So I do have, although it's not on a blocker, I do have the second sock here. So 64 stitches on a US 1.5. Oh, I knit my husband's socks also on a US 1.5. That's a 2.5 millimeter needle. And I love these. I love the patterning. I love how they fit. The one thing that I modified on the pattern is the patterning is not supposed to be on the back of the leg, but I went ahead and did that anyway because I thought it was so fun. I just wanted to continue knitting it. I did really like this pattern. I felt like it was super easy to memorize. I would say I had done maybe, it's an 8-row repeat, so I had done maybe 2 repeats and I had it down. This colorway, before I forget to mention, this is Lolo Didit's Hippo for New Year's. I have the cake right here. Because I did this 2 at a time, oh, I didn't bring my other cake over here. I have 2 mini cakes that are about this size, but there's kind of the color. Again, that's her naked hippo, and then it's got pops of blue and purple and orange and yellow and pink. I did notice, and I know this is a hand-dyed sock thing, which is totally fine with me. This sock is very colorful, and this sock is not. I have much less colors, if you kind of see them together. I mean, they're definitely still a pair, but you know, it's the life of hand-dyed, which I don't mind. I loved this yarn working with it. It is a 75 merino 25 nylon blend in her everyday sock. And I really enjoy this. I do have currently Hippo for Valentine's Day and Hippo for Mardi Gras so that I can do her 12-month. You knit all 12 of the Hippo colorways for the year. You can be in a knit along. You have to use at least 50 grams. And I kind of came up with a fun idea that I want to try. I need to find the right pattern for it, but I kind of want to do a color work hat and have one main color and then have the color work progress in each of the Hippo colorways for the year. So I'll do, you know, a certain number of rows in each of the Hippo colorways and hopefully be able to get all 12. So kind of make a scrappy Advent color work hat. I haven't worked out all the details on that yet, but I will keep you posted because I'm super excited about this idea. Anyway, so I really want that to happen. That's all of the FOs that I had this week. I traveled for school. I run a club called DECA at my school as a business teacher. It's a marketing club for students. We had our state competition this week, on for 2 days. So being able to take socks with me to work on, you know, while my kids are competing and during the awards ceremony and things like that, where I'm just kind of sitting around monitoring them, it was really nice to be able to just take those with me and work on them. And I ended up with 3 finished objects because of it. So pretty excited about that. Moving on to whips. I have, again, this is my Lila Styles bag. It's a box bottom bag. She actually has a couple of new ones in her shop that I really, really want. One of them is a Princess Bride reference, and the other one is a whole bunch of Tim Burton. I think Meg of Bad Wolf Girl Studios has that one, but oh man, Etsy is terrible for me. I'm trying so hard not to spend extra money, but you know, we'll see. First whip I have is the Flax Light Sweater by Tin Can Knits. Again, I am knitting this on Knit Picks Stroll Tweed. This is a 65% merino, 25% nylon, 10% Donegal. That is actually a pretty good representation of the color. So I'm working on that. I mentioned last time I'm doing the Flax Light because my husband overheats very easily. I haven't done very much on this, and I'll tell you why. I got to the point, I split for the sleeves, and then I did just a couple of rows underneath the sleeves. And I had him try it on, and he said, I don't think that the armholes are quite big enough. Can we make it just a little bit bigger? I said, okay. That means I have to undo these few rows here, which for some reason those rule, oh, it's inside out. I'm going, why are these purling? This looks like reverse stockinette. Silly me, it's inside out. I'm gonna have to go back about 3 rows and cast on some extra stitches under the arm for him just to make it just a little bit bigger. This is the first garment I've ever knit him, and I'll be honest, part of me is like, it'll probably be fine. But at the same time, I really want him to wear this, and I want him to be comfortable, and I want it to be something that he will love and enjoy. So I'm gonna go back. As much as I don't want to go back, I am going to. I did try to talk him out of it, and he knows that. The other issue I am having with it is I am using these Clover Takumi bamboo needles, and I cannot stand them. I used to love these needles. They were my absolute favorites, but I don't know what it is about this pair. It just, the yarn is not sliding nicely. I don't know, I just am struggling so much with them. Because of that, I enabled myself a little bit and bought some Addi rockets, or Addi Turbo rockets in a size 6 on a 32-inch cable. And I'm going to try them. I've never tried Addis before, so I'll let you know what I think about them. I'm normally a ChiGoo girl. We'll see how I feel about them. But yeah, so that's my second whip, or my first whip. That's my first whip. There's nothing else. Oh, in this bag, 2 things I want to talk to you about. The first one is these Try It On tubing for knitters. So it's just a tube. Here, I'll pull it out of the bag. It's just a length of tubing, but it's really nice. So see, it's just kind of this length of tubing, but it makes it really easy to try it on because you just put it on the end of your needle like this. Ooh, drop in the bag. So you just kind of hook it on the end of your needle like this. Oh, that's not focusing because I'm in the way. Hold on. There we go. So you just stick it on the end of either needle, and then you can move your sweater over the Try It On tubing and then just put it right back on your needle. So you don't have to worry about putting it on waste yarn. You don't have to worry about trying to do 2 needles or anything like that. And it has made making sure this really fits my husband great. And the other thing I wanted to show you, just because I think they are adorable. Oh, let me find them. I got these for Christmas from my brother and his wife, and I love them so much. They're little, here, let me pull the, it's a little stork. But they're just, oh, they're just perfect, and they're sharp, and I just love them. But, you know, I keep this on so it doesn't catch my knitting or cut open my project bag, but I absolutely love them. With the Try It On tubing for, it does come in 2 sizes, so you can get it for, this is for size 8 through 13. And then this other one that I showed you, the smaller one, is for sizes 2 to 8. These cost me about $5. I got them from Machine to Die For. Here's the information there. Machine to Die For, or Machine Knitting to Die For. There's their website. But yeah, it's like $5 for each tube, plus shipping and handling. I think altogether it cost me about $15 to get all of it. But yeah, so I decided since I have 4 garments that I want to be knitting this year for my family, at least, I have probably about 6 for myself that I looked at and really want to cast on. I really want to be able to try them on and make sure that they're going to fit, especially for my husband, because, you know, his size isn't going to change the way my kid's size will change over the years. So I really want to make sure I make him something nice that he'll wear all the time. My second work in progress, and actually my only other work in progress, is another sock. Big surprise. This is the sock show today. This is Lolo Did It Everyday Sock in the Go Hawks colorway. And I really like how it is spiraling. I actually have ripped this sock out once already. I started knitting Hermione's Everyday Sock. I will put a picture in of what it looked like. And it just, I don't know, the texture with the way it's spiraling just did not work at all. It was not working at all. I sent a picture to my friend that I'm making these for, and I was like, is this okay? Do you like this? And she was like, I really like the toe. The rest is a little wonky, but I guess it's okay. And then I sent her a picture of the back that, you know, looked in this nice spiral pattern. And she goes, oh yeah, I like that much better. I said, okay. She's like, it's not gonna be too much trouble? I said, no, it'll be fine. It'll be really easy to pull it out. So here's that in the cake, just so you can see. And again, that's Lolo Did It in the Go Hawks colorway. Also, I picked up for the for the heels and the cuffs, some hedgehog fibers. Ooh, this cake is super crazy. Super crazy cake. That's pretty accurate. Getting a little blown out, but I think it looks okay. This is the Shamrock colorway in Hedgehog Sock. So there's their tag there. So Hedgehog Fiber Sock. This is a 90% superwash, 10% nylon. The other one is a 75-25, so I'm hoping that they'll still be okay together. This one does seem just a tad lighter than the 75-25, but I think it will be okay. Since it still has that nylon, I think it'll be okay in the sock. But I'm super excited. Let me show you those together. Since these are Seahawks socks, figured I really needed a different toe or heel and cuff. And that's it. That's all my works in progress. I finished too much stuff this week and haven't cast anything else on, but I'm getting there. I'm working on it. As far as scrappy projects go, I didn't make a ton of progress last time. The reason for that being is I really wanted to get my son's graduation blanket started, which I did, but in order to start it, I was super sad that I didn't have any of the very first socks I had made him. And I was going through some things and I found one of the 2 socks that I had knit him. And I thought, gosh, I can't find the yarn, and this sock's way too small for him. So I sacrificed the sock in the name of the blanket. So this is where I'm at. Again, it's a corner to corner blanket. This is from the sock. It is the most salvageable part. I hated this yarn, knitting with it. Absolutely hated it. It was super splitty. Also, it is a cotton yarn, which when I knit him his first pair of socks, I didn't realize that cotton didn't stretch very well in socks. They never really fit him very well. They didn't stretch very well. He struggled with them. He really did not like them. I sacrificed the sock for this first section, and then I'm working on, this is the second pair of socks I made him in a Premier wool-free sock. I don't remember the colorway, but got that started for him. I'm pretty excited about that. I do have a little star stitch marker on here that I got from QBS Not For Profit on Etsy. I will put her shop name on there. I love Denise and her product. She's from the UK. I talked about her bag last time, my Dobby bag. I love that she donates a portion of everything she makes to cancer research in the UK. I think her shop's on a break right now still since the holidays. But yeah, I absolutely love her stuff and I can't wait for her to get back to stuff because I want more. The last thing I wanted to talk about as far as projects and what I'm doing is my next sock cast-ons. I'm going to be casting on the Warm and Snug socks, and I'm going to do it in this Felici Cheshire Cat. The pattern is meant to be for a striped sock yarns, and I have a ton of Felici, so I thought this would be a good chance to use it for myself. It's part of the Cozy Collection by Mina Phillip. I mentioned in the last episode that I was doing both of her sock collections this year, so I basically get a pattern a month, and then I hope to be, let's see, I believe Thursday, March 1st, I should get her the next pattern for the Wanderlust sock collections. Trying to get caught up on those. My Ray's Favor socks I will be turning in for the knit along. I have to turn those in by Wednesday, so I need to get a picture of them taken. I also am hoping to work on 2 other projects, a baby blanket for my friend who's due the end of March, and also my last languishing whip that's on the hook because it's crochet, which is my son's scarf, and I tried to find it to show you guys, but I can't find it right now. So I have to find it and then be able to work on it. Last time, so I mentioned last year that I did knit my first garment. I knit this kind of summer top. Let me see it, there we go. Summer top. It has this beautiful lace back. Sorry, put that up so you can see. And I did this out of Plymouth Yarn DK in a, I think it's pumpkin is the colorway. But here's my issue. On the front, I made a mistake in this lace section right here. And I was like, oh, no one will ever notice. It'll be fine. It won't bother me. Well, it did bother me. And instead of ripping the entire thing back, I looked on YouTube for how to fix lace. And I undid this much. And you can see that now my stitches are all, they're super tight on this side and super loose over here. So let me, as much as I love this sweater and it's super cozy and super comfy, I won't wear it because it's all messed up in the front. I need to fix that. I have looked up a couple of different ways to fix it. Pretty much I just need to shift the yarn out into the tight stitches from the loose stitches by kind of pulling on it and moving it over is kind of what I think I need to do. I've got this pulled out. I'm hoping by the next time I record that I will have that fixed and then I can actually wear it because I really want to wear it, but I can't do it with the wonky front. It bothers me too much. A little bit of chit chat. My week was a little bit crazy. We had President's Day off, so the kids were home. We just had kind of a relaxing hang at home day that day, which was great. I got lots of knitting done. And then I worked for 2 days and then I was gone again for my students' competitions. It's been a little crazy. My husband has been wonderful in picking up the slack while I've been gone. My kids are involved in music and karate. We have that during the week, just lessons for now. And that will go through May. This week should be pretty normal. And then I'm out of town again in 2 weeks for another couple of days for a different competition for my students. But that's the last one for the year. I hope that you have a wonderful 2 weeks and happy knitting. We'll see you later.